So how did I get rid of my dark circles and go from this right here to this right here? Well, today I'm going to show you how you can get rid of those dark circles for good. Now, this is going to be a very in-depth guide because anything that you apply topically to your eyes to fix those dark circles will always be temporary unless you fix the root cause. So today I'm going to show you how to get rid of it using topical methods and then keep it away forever by fixing the root cause. Now, dark circles are called periorbital dark circles, which is the darkening right under the eye. This usually happens because of an overproduction of melanin. Now, melanin is usually great. It's what makes your skin darker, protects you from UV damage. But when it's produced over here due to that root issue I previously talked about, it gives you that appearance of dark circles. Now, let me tell you the quick science behind this, and I'm gonna make it very simple so it's easy to understand, and I feel like it's very important that you understand this so it's easier to fix. So we have something in our brain called the pituitary gland. Now, this gland communicates with something called the adrenal glands. And it communicates with the adrenal glands with a hormone called ACTH. So when the pituitary gland releases ACTH, the adrenal glands in response releases cortisol. Now, cortisol is not all bad because without cortisol, we would not be able to wake up in the morning. So when our adrenal glands produces cortisol, it signals for the pituitary gland to stop producing ACTH. Now, when you are chronically stressed, and that is the root cause of dark circles, you develop something called cortisol resistance. Cortisol resistance prevents the cells from absorbing cortisol. Now, because the cells can't absorb the cortisol because of the resistance, the body thinks it has a cortisol deficiency. So now what happens? That loop happens over and over. The pituitary gland keeps secreting ACTH, and then in response to that, the adrenal glands produce more cortisol. So the pituitary gland ramps up the production of ACTH, and this is where the dark circles happen. ACTH, when it's very high, stimulates the release of melanocyte stimulating hormone, also known as MSH. This MSH acts upon the melanocytes to increase melanin production, thus darkening under the eyes. All right, so now how do we fix this? We attack this in two different ways. The first one is we implement a topical aid to get rid of the dark circles, and then afterwards we use a special technique and supplements if we have to target the root cause so that we fully cure the dark circles. Now, for me, initially I had to do both, but now I don't even have to use anything topical for dark circles anymore because I fixed the root issue. The things that you can use are kojic acid and vitamin C. So what I like to do is I like to get kojic acid soap, and then I wash my face with it under the eyes. And then after I'm done doing that, I apply vitamin C serum under my eyes. Over the course of a couple weeks, you'll see it starts to get better and it looks really good. You can use other things like niacinamide. I know The Ordinary makes a great version of that. That's very cheap. You can also use cucumber extract. That's why in spas, they put like cucumbers on your eyes. All of these things act in a very similar way. So what they do is they suppress the creation of melanin over there. Now, once you've done the topical care, or while you're doing it, what you need to do is start to affect the root cause. One of the best tools to lower stress and cortisol is meditation. Now, you don't need to do meditation for long periods of time. You can just do 5 minutes a day, and that's more than enough. Now, supplement-wise, there are 3 supplements that I think are really great. You don't have to take all 3. The first one is something called L-theanine. L-theanine can help reduce stress. It can also help you fall asleep faster. It can also help negate some of the negative side effects of caffeine consumption. So if you drink a lot of coffee, you can take L-theanine to balance it out. They work very synergistically. The next one is one of my favorites. It's an adaptogen called ashwagandha. Ashwagandha is very popular in South Asian countries and has become more popular recently with the gym crew as well. So because it is an adaptogen, you need to take it for about 4 to 6 weeks to start really seeing the effects of it. It will greatly reduce your perceived stress. The ashwagandha that I like to use is from Mushroom Elixir. All the products I talk about, I will link in the description below if you're interested in it, but you don't need anything because they're supplements, okay? Supplements are not meant to totally replace everything else, right? So meditation should be done. Proper sleep should be done. And then the last supplement is something called lion's mane. Lion's mane is a mushroom and it helps reduce your perceived stress as well. And on top of that, it helps in the promotion of neurogenesis, which is the creation of new brain cells. So it's great for cognitive function. The next thing is to get more sleep and higher quality sleep on top of that. Okay. So a lot of people think sleeping 4 or 5 hours is great, it's good. No, it's really not, okay? You should really be trying to get anywhere between 6 to 8 hours of sleep. If you have a hard time sleeping, as we talked earlier, you can do meditation and controlled breathing to help drift off into sleep. And now if you need help with supplementation to aid in that process, I do not recommend taking just melatonin straight up. I would recommend taking something like passion flower with a little bit of melatonin mixed in. This is gonna help you not only drift off to sleep, but stay asleep and also enter the restorative portion of sleep, also called REM sleep. The one that I like to use is called Passion for Sleep. I'll link it down below, but it's not something I take every day because I meditate before bed. I'm usually able to drift off into sleep versus before when I had a lot of dark circles, I would have a hard time sleeping. So, but there are some days where I'm very stressed from work or from relationships or whatever it is. And for those days where I just can't fall asleep no matter what, I will take the Passion for Sleep and it'll knock me right out. The next thing is exercise. Okay, exercise is amazing to reduce cortisol and stress levels. I would highly recommend you exercise outside because when you exercise outside, you are more than likely able to sleep better as well because when you exercise outside with the sun, your body does produce more vitamin D3 and this helps fight dark circles. Another thing that you can take is something called magnesium. This is going to help you balance your hormones along with the vitamin D3 production. So for magnesium, I highly recommend magnesium glycinate. That is the best option for you, or there's a more expensive version called magnesium L-threonate. But I would highly recommend magnesium glycinate. The next one is to limit blue light. Okay, so one way to reduce blue light is to stop using your phones, but obviously we can't do that. So what I like to do is if you have an iPhone, you go to iPhone and you put it on night mode. In night mode, it takes away all the blue light out of it. It makes the screen look a lot yellower, but that's gonna really help you fall asleep at night if you use night mode about 3 to 4 hours before your bedtime. I'm pretty sure Android phones have that as well. Another thing to do is lower your insulin resistance. Okay, so eating more fiber, reducing your carb intake to about 20 grams per day. If you can't do that, just increase your fiber. Take a fiber supplement like psyllium husk, eat something like flax seeds or chia seeds. Those are all great options. You can also incorporate things like intermittent fasting so your body actually has more time to get rid of excess food and burn off all that extra energy. And this will also help control your insulin levels. A combination of all three of these will not only make you much healthier as a person, more fitter, but it will get rid of those dark circles under your eyes permanently. Okay, you're not constantly buying products for under your eyes. You're fixing the root issue. Okay, so if this helped, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz, blah, blah, blah. This is Majillion, aka Brown Rice Bandit. Much love. Have a great day.